Hey guys, my name is Max. Welcome to my movie channel. It is Saturday and we are at Advanced Auto Parts, my old job. And when I went inside there, it reminded me of an incident that was the scariest and the craziest thing that ever happened to me in my whole entire life. And I remember back in the day, it's been a while, but we used to do coffee breaks together where we would share a cup of coffee and I would tell you my scariest, my funniest, my craziest things that have happened to me in my life. So as much as I don't want to think about it or talk about it, I feel at least you guys will enjoy the story probably, even though I hated it. So this is the one time in my whole entire life that I ever had to pull my concealed gun, firearm to protect myself. Okay? It happened here, right here. So, let's get into the story. This took place, I've been working here prior to COVID at the time, and this incident took place exactly like in the very beginning when COVID first hit the United States, probably in like the first week or 2 weeks maybe. And basically what happened, if you guys remember on the news, they were saying, if you get COVID, you're gonna die. Your whole entire body's gonna shut down. You're gonna be dead. Your organs are gonna explode. Crazy stuff like that. We didn't know. We didn't know any better, okay? This was before masks. This is before lockdowns, before everything, right? So there's that. The second thing I wanna mention before I'm gonna get into the story right now, is like I've been carrying concealed firearms. If you guys don't know this, but for like 6 years, since like 2017, I got my license legally carrying concealed firearm. I'm carrying a concealed firearm right now. This is a Heckler & Koch BP9 SK, whatever. But at the time, I had a Glock 43, chambered in 9mm, 6 rounds in the magazine, 1 in the chamber, whatever. It was flat dark earth, 2-tone, and this is the story. Here we go. So I was at work one day. I used to go to school and work at the same time, 16-hour days, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of school every single day. It was exhausting. And this was, I would go to school 5 days a week and I would work 5 or 6 days a week. So it was pretty crazy. And this store is not in the best neighborhood, man. There's a lot of like robberies and stuff like that. Specifically in this neighborhood, there were a lot of snatch and grabs. Now, if you guys know what a snatch and grab is, that's like when 5 to 10 people run into the store, they grab stuff and they run out. Now, here's the thing with that. It's happened. I've seen it a lot when I was working here. I'm not stopping you. Go right ahead. In fact, would you like me to bag up your items that you're stealing on your way out the door? Because I'll do it. Point is, I don't get involved, right? I was making $10 an hour, number one. Number two, that was not my job to get involved, to stop these kinds of things from happening. All right, number three, I'm not getting involved in a situation where I could get hurt, I could get murdered, or I would have to hurt someone, or God forbid, take somebody's life to protect assets that, number one, don't belong to me, or to protect money that doesn't belong to me. So I stay out of everything. I don't want trouble. I stay to myself. Now, this guy came in. I was in the back wrapping batteries. There's a battery pallet. You got to wrap it with like Dexter type saran wrap, industrial grade, so that the batteries don't move in transportation. Okay. I was doing that. My partner, I was working with him at the time. We're going to call him David. That's not his real name. David was in the front of the store handling whatever people came in. So I'm back there wrapping batteries. I hear a commotion. I come out to check on David. I hear cursing. I hear yelling, and I hear like things getting hit and slammed and yelling. Just a lot of cursing and yelling. So I come out there to check on David, and there's this guy there. He's really drugs, probably. I don't know. Something was wrong with him. And when I get there, he's screaming at my partner, I got COVID. You want to die? Because I'll give it to you. I have it, and I don't have anything to lose, so I'll give it to you right now. Then he spits on David's face, hits David on the lips, man. And you know, I'll be honest with you, bro. That was gross. I almost threw up right then and there. And not to mention, it's like illegal. That's like assault, you know? I was like, holy shit. Excuse the language. There's gonna be a little bit of language in this video. So anyway, after that, David goes to call the cops, and I'm just like watching this guy. And while David is calling the cops, this guy is running around the store, has his arms stretched out, and he's like throwing shit off the shelves, grabbing things and throwing them across the store, and he's knocking over displays. And it's funny because like the first thing that runs through my mind is that I'm gonna have to stay until like midnight cleaning all this shit up. So this guy's really, you know, he's screwing me up. I hope the cops get here soon, you know, because at this point it's not that dangerous of a situation. It's just a crazy guy destroying the store. It happens, I guess. Here's where it turned into a dangerous situation for everybody. He emerged, I lose sight of him for a second. He emerges from an aisle with a pipe, a metal pipe. And guys, you know, I thought about it. I don't know where the hell he got this thing, man. I don't know. It wasn't in the store, I can tell you that. He must have had it like in his waistband, like under the shirt and under his jeans, and then pulled it out, and he starts going to town, Mark McGuiring the shit out of everything in the store. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, God forgive me. This is getting out of hand. So I tell I tell David. He comes back at this point. You know, I tell him, yo, go call him again. Tell him he has a weapon. Tell him he has a weapon. Hurry up. You know, so he does that. I'm standing there, and I don't know. I guess this guy's not getting like the reaction that he wanted. I don't know what he wanted, but it wasn't good enough. So then he looks at me, makes eye contact with me. David's in the back. It's just me and this bozo. He starts running at me with the pipe. Oh no. Give you a little layout right quick. David is over here in the back. The guy is in the front, in a similar location, but in the front. There's no way he could reach David, but he sees me. I'm standing over here. Behind me, towards the back, there's a hallway, okay? So this guy starts running at me. I don't even think about it, but one thing crosses my mind. I need this job. I was making $10 an hour. I was struggling, I was fighting, I was hustling. I was going to work 8 hours, here 8 hours, and I'm not losing my life to this asshole. Number one, I'm sorry for the language, and number two, I need this job. I'm not getting fired for this asshole either, because if you defend yourself, you get fired. Stupid. Anyways, so I run backwards while maintaining eye contact with this guy, because I don't want to lose track of him again and have him pop up behind me or something. I'm moving backwards. This guy, I'm watching him. I get off the sight line of the camera, and when he gets within 10 feet, I pull my weapon and I point it right at him, the Glock 43. And let me tell you something, guys. I've never seen anybody react to anything like this before. His eyes got like twice to 3 times as big as that. It seemed like his eyes swallowed his whole entire face. He drops the pipe at the same time. You guys know how football players practice suicide drills, where they run fast in one direction, they stop, they turn, and they sprint back in the other direction, like on the drop of a hat. He suicide drilled himself while dropping the pipe at the same time, and he made it to the front door. Now here's the thing, front door from where we were at that point, it was like 15 to 20 feet away. He hit the door in less than a second. It felt like less than a second. So he was moving really quick. Long story made short, nothing happened. I just pointed my thing at him. I put it away afterwards. I went and I locked the doors, waited for the cops to come. Thank God nobody got hurt. I didn't get hurt. David didn't get hurt. And you know what? Thank God this guy didn't have to get hurt either. And pipe was there. Cops came in. I opened the door. I said, bro, you know, I explained the whole thing. I said, look, you know, you had a pipe, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, and then the cops are like, why did he leave. And I told them the truth. I told them, look, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see the area we are, I you know, I had to pull my firearm out. And, you know, it was fine, obviously. But then later on, you know, because David wasn't in that conversation. He didn't hear what I had told the police. We talked separately because, you know, I don't know. They just separated us to get both of our stories at the same time, I guess. Anyway, David was asking me, he's like, bro, what? They asked me, why did the guy leave? And I don't know what to tell him. I didn't know what to tell him. I said, I'm not sure. And then I told him to ask you, talking about me, because I was up front with the guy. I said, David, you know, that guy was on drugs. He trashed everything, and I don't know why. He just threw the pipe down and he ran outside. Again, I needed the job. I'm not going to tell him the truth, because I would get fired and I would have to leave school due to lack of money. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this story. That's the story right there. Thank God everybody won. Nobody got hurt. We all made it home that day. Even that dumbass guy. But whatever, man. Hopefully he's off what he was doing, and maybe hopefully he's fine too. Hopefully. But yeah, that's pretty much the story. Scary story. I hate telling that story. I hate thinking about that story. The feelings that it gave me when it was happening, it was like, I don't know, it was really uncomfortable, man. Like, my heart was racing, and then I felt cold, but I felt like a little shaky, cold in the like a cold in my core. Like, I don't know, it was weird. So it's just very bad. But again, thank God nothing happened. We're all here. And that's my story, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Just stay safe out there, guys. Keep your head on a swivel. Always pay attention to everything. Always look at everybody, not suspiciously, but just keep track, kind of like you know, just like gaze in the room and stuff like that. Keep track of everything, and just be safe, man. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching this video, and thank you very much for sharing some coffee with me today. I will catch you tomorrow.